Hello Christia, in this video we're going to take a look at how to add simple rigid body to objects. We'll take a look at active and passive type of rigid bodies and mass of rigid bodies. So first open Blender. As you can see we have a cube, a camera and a light. I don't need this camera or light, so I'm going to select both of them. Then press delete to delete both of them. Now we need to add a rigid body to this cube. So select the cube, G to move, Z to move. I'm going to move it to here. Now select the cube, go to physics properties, this icon as you can see. Then go here and click the rigid body here. As you can see, this will add a rigid body to this cube. Now if I press this play icon, the shortcut for that is space bar by the way. So if I press space bar in the keyboard, this will start playing the simulation like this as you can see. Go back to first frame. You can go back to first frame by clicking this. We need to add a ground here. So shift plus A, mesh, plane, S to scale and scale to something like this. Now if I press N in the keyboard, as you can see, the scale of this object is like this. Control plus A, then select scale. This will apply the scale of that object. Make sure the scale is 1. Then press N in the keyboard. Now if I press spacebar in the keyboard, as you can see, the cube will go through this plane. That's because we didn't apply a rigid body to the plane. Go back to first frame, select the plane, then click rigid body. This will add a rigid body to the plane. If I press play, as you can see, both of them will start falling. We need the plane to stay exactly where it is as a ground. So select this, go here and change this to passive. Currently it is active, change this to passive. Now if I press play, as you can see, plane will stay exactly where it is and the cube will move. So if I select this cube and change this to passive, then press play, as you can see, cube will stay exactly where it is. Passive objects will stay exactly where it is unless it's animated. We'll talk about how to animate rigid bodies in a future video, so don't worry about it. So select the cube, change it back to active. Then go back to first frame. Make sure you go to first frame before playing the simulation. So go to first frame, then press space bar to play. Now we have a simple rigid body simulation like this. I'm gonna add a lot of objects. That way we can take a look at how to add rigid body to multiple objects. So shift plus A, going to add a UV sphere, G to move. I'm gonna place it here. Make sure it's not inside each other. That's the only thing you need to worry about. Make sure there is space between the objects you just added and make sure it's not inside the ground either. Now we have a total of 6 objects including the plane. Now we need to add a rigid body to all of them. You can either select each of them and go here and add simple rigid body to that, but I don't want to do that. So select all of this. Then go here to this object, rigid body, add active. If I select each of them, you can see an active rigid body is applied to all of the selected objects like this. Now if I press play by going to first frame, then press play. As you can see, we got a simulation like this. Go to first frame. Now if I select all of this and go to object, rigid body, add passive. Now if I select each of them, you can see there is a passive rigid body applied to all of the selected objects. This will rewrite the active rigid body applied to it before. Select all of this. Shift to D to duplicate, Z to move along Z axis and place it somewhere like this. Make sure it's not inside the ground by going to front view. Now we need to add a passive rigid body to these selected objects at the bottom and active to the top. So select the bottom objects like this. Object, rigid body, add passive. Then select the rest of them. Make sure you select the top of the objects by the way. Then object, rigid body, add active. Then go to first frame, then press play. As you can see, we got something like this. It's quite cute actually. So select this, G to move, Z to move and place it here. Then go to first frame, press play. So you can see we got something like this. That way we can add rigid body to multiple objects easily like this. Now I need to remove the rigid body from the bottom objects. So go to first frame, select all of this. Then go to object, rigid body, remove. As you can see, this will remove the rigid body from the selected objects. Now if I press play, the top objects will go through these bottom objects, but it will not go through the plane since there is a passive rigid body applied to it. Go to first frame. Now we can take a look at the mass of objects. So if I select a active rigid body, you can see there is a mass option here. But if I select a passive rigid body, there is no mass. So if I select an active rigid body, there is an option to change the mass of the object. If I change this to 5, then go to first frame and press play. It's like this. You can change the mass of rigid bodies according to your preferences. Now I'm going to select all of this and delete all of them except this simple cube. So select all of this and delete. Go to front view. Make sure there is a tiny space between the plane and the cube. G to move, Z to move, and move it to something like this. Make sure there is a tiny space between it. That's because we don't want the collision margin of this cube and this ground to interfere. Don't worry about the collision margin though. We'll talk about collision margin and its properties in a future video. So select the cube. I'm going to apply a passive rigid body to this. But before we do that, Shift D to duplicate, Z to move along Z axis, move it to here. S to scale, Z to scale to something like this. Then I'm going to scale this in the X axis. S to scale, X to scale to something like this. Go to front view, G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. Now select this one, Control plus A, then scale. This will apply the scale to this. Make sure to apply the scale of objects before applying rigid body. So select this one, rigid body, change this to passive. Select this, object, rigid body, add active. This will add an active rigid body like this. Press play. As you can see, it's like this. Select this one, Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel any movement, go to front view, G to move and move it to here. Then Shift D to duplicate, move it to here. Shift to select both of these cubes, then go to object, rigid body, add active. Since we duplicated this, it was passive before. This way we can add an active rigid body easily. Now if I press play, as you can see, it's like this. These both have the same mass of 1 kilogram. If I select this and change this to 3 kilogram, then go to first frame. As you can see, this will shift like this because this is more heavier than this one. Now I'll show you how to animate this mass. So in order to do that, go here and bring this up a little so that we can see the timeline like this. Go to first frame, select this one, change this mass back to 1 kilogram. Then go here, place the mouse cursor over this 1 kilogram mass, then press I in the keyboard. This will add a keyframe to first frame with a mass of 1 kilogram. Now go to 100th frame, then go here, change this mass to 3 kilogram, then place the mouse cursor here, then press I in the keyboard. This will insert a keyframe with 3 kilogram and 100th frame. Then go to first frame. Now if I press spacebar to play, as you can see, the mass will increase gradually and the object shift like this. Go to first frame, play again. As you can see, we got a simple animation like this. This way you can animate the mass of any objects you want. Now select this one. I'm going to delete this animation data for now. So select both of these keyframes, then press delete to delete both of it. Now if you want to add a mass to an object similar to in the real world, which means if I want to add a mass to this object similar to a concrete one, and this to a gold one, and this to an iron one, I'll show you how to do that. So select this one, then go to object, rigid body, then calculate mass. As you can see, we got a lot of options right now. I'm going to select the concrete one. As you can see, we got a mass of this here. This is a lot heavier than before. It's because if I press N in the keyboard, you can see the dimensions of this cube is 2 by 2 by 2 meter. So this is a concrete cube of 2 by 2 by 2 meter. That's why it's this much heavier. So if I select this one, then go to object, rigid body, calculate mass, then change this to gold. As you can see, it's a lot heavier than this one. That's because concrete is less heavier than gold, as you can see. Now select this one, object, rigid body, calculate mass. I'm going to select the iron option. This will add a weight of this. Now if I press play, press N in the keyboard to hide this window. I'm going to select these both, G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. Go to first frame, press play. As you can see, we got a nice real world simulation like this. This way you can apply mass to your objects similar to in the real world. Go to first frame. As you can see, if I go to object, rigid body, calculate mass, automatically calculate mass values for rigid body objects based on volume, which means it will calculate the mass of the object according to its volume. That way your simulation will be more real life, as you can see. Now I'm going to select all of this, deselect the plane by control selecting it, then delete to delete all of that. Gonna bring it down to like this. Now we'll take a look at how to add rigid body from the active object. So in order to do that, shift plus A, mesh, cube. I'm gonna scale this cube a little, S to scale, and scale it to something like this. If you want the exact dimension, go here. I'm gonna change this both to 0.2. Now if you go to front view, as you can see, this is inside the ground. We don't want that, otherwise the collision margin of this one and the plane will interfere with each other. Don't worry about what a collision margin is though. We'll talk about that in a future video. Select the cube, go to front view, G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. Make sure there is space between the ground and this one. Select the cube, go to modify properties, art modifier, generate array modifier. Now as you can see, this will add an array modifier to this cube. I'm going to change this factor x to 1.1. That way there is a tiny bit of space between these two. Then I'm going to change this to 5. Have 5 iteration like this. Then minimize this, add modifier, generate array modifier again. This time change this x to 0 and y to 1.1. That way there is a cube repeating in the y direction. Change this back to 5, similar to x like this. Then minimize this again, add modifier, generate array. This time we're going to do it in the z axis. So change the z to 1.1 and the count to 5. That way we got a stack of cubes like this. Now we need to apply all of this. So I'm going to maximize all of this. As you can see, we got 3 of them. Apply the first one at the top first. So select the first one in the top. Go here, then apply. Select this, apply, select this, apply. Now we need to make all of these small cubes into different objects so that we can apply a rigid body to all of them. Select this, go to edit mode using tab, select all using A key, then press P in the keyboard, then select loose parts. Now if we go to object mode using tab, we can see all of these objects is turned into simple objects like this. But the problem with that is, as you can see, the origin of every single cube is inside this one. We don't want that. So select these cubes. It's easy to select them in the wireframe mode. So go to wireframe mode. Select all of these cubes. Control select the plane to deselect it. Then right click. Set origin to geometry. Now if we go to solid mode, as you can see, the origin of each of the single cube is inside the geometry like this. Now we need to apply rigid body to all of them. Go to front view, go to wireframe, select all of this, deselect the plane, control selecting, deselect the plane. Make sure there is an active object. As you can see, this is the active object right now. Go to solid mode, then go to physics properties, then click rigid body. As you can see, this is small ones. So I'm going to change the mass to 0.1. Now there is only rigid body applied to this simple one cube. Now we need to copy this rigid body to all of the selected objects. So go to object, rigid body, copy from active. Now if we select each of the simple cubes, as you can see, A rigid body of 0.1 kilogram is applied to all of the cubes like this. Now if I press play in the keyboard, space bar in the keyboard, as you can see we got a stack of cubes like this. Now we're going to make a simple scene. First, in order to do that, go to top view, go to wireframe. I'm going to move this a little. Select this, G to move, Y to move, and move it to here. Go to solid mode again. Shift plus A, mesh line. G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. As you can see, it doesn't have any thickness right now. That's not going to work. So go to edit mode using tab. Select all using A key, E to extrude, and extrude it to something like this. Now it's got a thickness to it. Go to object mode again. We need to scale this. S to scale, shift Z to not to scale among Z axis, and scale it to something like this. Now we need to scale this in the X axis. S to scale, X to scale to something like this. Go to front view again using numbered 1. G to move and move it to here. R to rotate and rotate it to here. Make sure there is a gap between this plane and this one. Go to top view again. G to move and place it here. Now we need to apply the scale and bring the origin of this one to its geometry. So select this, right click, set origin, origin to geometry. Now Control plus A, scale. This will apply the scale and bring the origin to the geometry of the object. That way we won't have any unexpected errors while we apply the rigid body simulation. Now we need a UV sphere to come from here to here to hit these cubes. So Shift plus A, mesh, UV sphere, go to top view, G to move, and I'm gonna place it here. Go to front view, G, Z, and move it to here. Maybe we can rotate this a little, or rotate a little bit. Z to move. You can press shift to move it in smaller increments. Now it's looking like this. Select the UV sphere, right click, shade smooth. Now select this one. Object, rigid body, add passive. We need this to stay exactly where it is. Select this, object, rigid body, add active. We need an active rigid body to this one. Now if I press play in the keyboard, spacebar in the keyboard to play, as you can see, we got a simulation like this. That's because this UV sphere is only 1 kilogram. So I'm going to change this to 5 kilogram. Then go to first frame again, then press play. As you can see, we got a simple simulation like this. Now we're going to make a cube fall from stairs. So in order to do that, we need to add a cube. Shift plus A, mesh, cube. Shift D to duplicate and move it to here. S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis and scale it to something like this. S to scale, shift Y to scale not among Y axis and scale it to something like this. Now Control plus A, scale. This will apply the scale. Now we need to make stairs. So in order to do that, we need an array modifier. So go to modifier properties, add modifier, generate array modifier. Now we need to go it from here. So change this back to minus 1.1. That way it will move to this direction. Then change the Z value also to 1.1. That way it will go up like this. Think we can bring this down a tiny bit. There is a gap between it, as you can see, since we applied minus 1.1 in the X factor. Then change this to, I'm going to change this to 10. Maybe 15, good. Now we need to apply this array modifier. So go here, apply, select this. We need to make this into simple object. So go to edit mode using tab, select all using a key, press P to separate, then select loose parts. Go to object mode. You have simple objects like this. Select all of them. Control select this to deselect. Right click, set origin, origin to geometry. This will apply the origin of each of them to the center of the geometry. Make sure that's the case. Then select this one, shift to select this one to make this the active object. Go to physics properties, rigid body, change this to passive. we need this to stay exactly where it is. Then go to object, rigid body, copy from active. This will apply a passive rigid body to all of them. Now if I press play, nothing's happening. This is staying exactly where it is. So then select this cube, go to top view using number 7, G to move. I'm gonna place it here. Then G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. Go to front view again. Now we need to bring these stairs down a little. G, Z, and move it to here. Make sure it's not inside this bottom ground. G, Z, and move it to here. Now if I select this, then go to object, rigid body, add active. Now if I press play, as you can see, it's going straight up like that. Go to first frame, select this cube, Control plus A, apply the scale. We didn't scale that. Now if I press play, as you can see, we got a simple simulation, rigid body simulation, cube falling down the stairs and a UV sphere hitting the stack of cubes. Thank you for watching. This is a simple rigid body simulation video. We'll talk about how to add complex rigid bodies to objects in the future videos. If you like this video so far, please give a like to this video in the bottom. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel. Bye for now. See you soon.